I'm sorry, I just need to understand this simple question. Why do you feel entitled to a woman compromising herself for you to feel secure in you being a man? So me and my male colleague were having this conversation, and he asked me why I believe in double barrel. And the honest truth is this: a man who has no consequences, you'd see it with his reckless behavior. From him cheating multiple times, the money not circulating within the family structure, and the wife being the driving force for the household, simply because there's no consequences for the husband. The wife carries the consequences and the shame on the behalf of the husband. This is why he lives his life the way that he deems, as though he was single, like he's a bachelor. So since I'm not willing to carry a man's shame, you can see it from the double barrel surname. The event that I'm married, I am still keeping my surname, my husband's surname is just added to mine. That he knows that there is lived consequences for his actions. So he will be well put together because he wants his marriage to work. He will be a family man, because if he isn't, and I'm coming for everything that he has built, so he won't risk his marriage for one night stand. No. Before I state my point, I just want to say, yes, I know they are American. Yes, also the South African Constitution supports double barrel surnames. I also wanted to use black people to symbolize double barrel surnames. There's a reason for that as well. We all know just how much B loves Jay. She's made it clear multiple times. However, no matter how in love she is with him, she made it clear to protect herself in the event should the marriage cripple. She is still Beyoncé Jay Z, no less, Carter. This simply shows you as a black woman that you can love someone so much and still be able to protect yourself. He's not dumb enough to risk this. This is a power hold business. They're not just a couple, they are a family, they are a business. So she's not going to just build Carter, she's building no less Carter. Understand? What we really need to understand as women is that we need to start making marriage sacred again. Marriage has lost its importance. Marriage has lost its value. Because everybody wants to do what they do not understand. Everybody wants to get a perfect wedding. They don't want a lifelong partner. They don't want a partner who's committed to them, who wants to ensure that marriage works, who wants to raise their children in a stable home. They want to marry just to have a perfect wedding. We need to move out of this phase. Okay? And the reason why I even support double barrel, especially for black women to keep their surnames when they get married, it's in the event of this. We carry the man's shame too much that it has made him relaxed. He's no longer the man. Hence, he can ask you what you bring to the table. He has forgotten just how much of a value you are as a woman. He needs to be reminded what happens when he loses you, because you bring wealth to the family. You bring substance to the family. You are what the family needs to keep on growing and going. If it wasn't for Beyoncé, Jay Z would have become Diddy, the black billionaire who has not found a woman who matches his energy. The black woman who builds with him, not his sidekick. Not a woman who follows orders. A woman who understands that marriage is a partnership. Okay? Not a woman relinquishing power. I'm not doing that. This is not about power. It's about building a substantial union. He's not dumb enough to lose what he has built with her. He's not willing to do that. It's not worth the risk losing her. He knows what he has in her. And you as a black woman, you need to see that value in yourself. No man is going to remind you the value in yourself if you don't see it. Like I said, there's a reason also why I used them, because we all grew up knowing just how much this woman loves this man. Throughout amanyala that he does, but he will not play in her face like that. He won't, because he has too much to lose. Unlike the other women who marry other men, okay? They become embarrassed publicly. He won't embarrass her like that, okay? Maybe in the past when they were dating, but in marriage, he needs to understand what he's playing with. And this is why I support double barrel surnames, because I am building the family name. I'm not building your name, okay? Because you don't have the financial stand for you to even build your own surname, okay? This is where I come to place. He wouldn't have been the billionaire that he is if it wasn't for her. We really need to understand that very simple concept, because if you don't, then something is wrong with you. I mean, he himself acknowledges Beyoncé even when he talks about his billions, okay? Let's not forget about the other B. And Beyoncé was like, hey, okay? So there won't be a billion without Beyoncé, okay? We really need to understand that. Simple concept changes things. You can love someone. You can really love someone. Love them dearly. Love them sincerely. And still manage to keep yourself intact. Okay? This is why in the event of divorce, he's going to pay her for giving him kids. He's going to pay her. And now when you get married, you as a black woman, especially black South African women, they get married and then they come out with nothing, just with kids. And then the society again is devaluing them for the very same kids that they give to the very same man, who are not worth much anything to begin with. I'm not willing to throw away my life for a man. I'm not willing. I'm sorry. I am not willing to throw my surname away. I'm not doing that. Maybe my mother did that. The woman before her did that. I'm not doing that. I'm keeping my surname. Because I've built, there's money in my surname. There is money in my surname. There's my investments in my surname, and I'm not willing to convert them into a mine. If anything, I'm willing to grow my name and my husband's name, okay? And that way I know that I'm building a family, okay? I'm building something that will benefit our legacy. It needs to work, because if it doesn't work like that, I don't understand what we are doing. And I was thinking it from this perspective, that if he doesn't come correct, the contract that we will sign, because that's exactly what marriage is a contract, we'll remind him to come back in line again whenever he sees another woman, okay? Just like Uj, he will do anything to make this work. Why? Because without her, he's nothing. He will just be dust. He will be dust, and we know it. Beyonce will be Beyonce, but he'll be another black billionaire. I'm sorry. But we know that in wealth, in the riches, we know how family is important. People gravitate towards that. We may not understand that as people who are not wealthy, but people who are wealthy do understand the simple concept about family. They see you as a family man, a father, you know. It's patriarchy, I guess. But they do see you that way. This is why I also say that when I get married, I'm keeping my family surname. And then if I marry you and you have nothing, just don't expect me to carry your shame. I'm not doing that. It's gonna be there. It's gonna be evident. So you really need to work on yourself. You really, as a partner, as a man, you need to work on yourself, because I'm not building a man anyway. But if I do, just know that I'm building it in a family union, and I'm still keeping the family assets, because you came with nothing in this marriage, okay? So you're not going to benefit from another man's labor, which is my father, to build yourself, okay? It's not going to work. It's not going to work like that. Now, in the event that should his surname be higher than mine, I could possibly consider throwing away my surname. But even at that, I'm gonna protect myself. I'm gonna protect myself heavily because, like I said, the society devalues women so much, so much so that when you go out into the dating world, it's so much harder for you to get a man because they really don't want to raise another man's child. Okay, and also considering that they expect you, the child, which they don't take care of, is another thing, for them to claim their sides and not claim the mother's side. It's African things, and that's one of the things that I was like, oh, okay, if that's the case, then you really need to make sure that you have money. That's it. Just make sure you have money, my guy. Because if you don't, then what are you negotiating on? What are you actually bringing to the table? Okay, are you expecting me to support you, to support the kids that will not necessarily claim me, which again is a liability? What? Help me understand. Help me understand that simple, narrow concept, please. I'm sorry, I just need to understand the simple question. Why do you feel entitled to a woman compromising herself for you to feel secure in you being a man? Marriage has never been about faith nor love. That's the concept men who don't have anything to offer sell to women. A man can even marry not because they even have faith or that they love you. What I'm trying to get at is, I am not me. I am not building you. I'm not building a man. I'm not going to endure you cheating multiple times. I am not going to finance the whole entire household while you spend your money doing God knows what, while you spending your time doing whatever you want to do. I'm not building a marriage based on faith and love alone. We really need to make marriage sacred. You as a married man need to understand the repercussions of your own actions.